5 years into our marriage, we're getting our second born, and all of a sudden my wife gets unwell immediately after childbirth. And it was a life and death situation. She was in ICU for 11 days. And the doctors did call me and tell me, we've done everything for your wife and we've reached the end. So if you're able to pray, pray. But we've reached the end. So I saw God because she got well instantaneously, miraculously.
Okay, but
I saw God in healing. But also there was a financial aspect, which now came in because her bill was 10 million shillings. Another one is a big one, is workers. Theft by workers is big in this country. So people are not honest. You will buy chemicals, they will be sold. You buy chemicals, they'll be not be sprayed. It's a big deal. You will have produce, it will be some of it will be sold through the fence. So all these factors came in. I had not really thought about it.
This is a new meeting point for people all over the world to gather for healing and ultimate wellness through the solutions provided in our conversations. Welcome to Wellness with Lily. Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to Wellness with Lily. This is Shared Moments with Justus, and it's always a great excitement to bring out different topics and to hear stories of different people, to get inspired and to grow. Today I want to talk about how to have balance as a man, and it's inspired by this man I met. I was hosting a show about prayers, and I met this guy who told me that he was a prayer coordinator, he was a Bible study coordinator, he's also a corporate in the banking industry, finance department. And then he's also a husband, he's a father, and a very dedicated one. And I felt like this must be a man who has it all. Like he's been able to achieve balance. I don't know if there's such a thing. We are going to be finding out. I also thought that toxic masculinity might have been overhyped a bit too much, so that maybe we've started to think that good men don't exist. I've had a lot of people asking, where are those good men? So every time I meet one, I really want to find out how they've been able to achieve everything they've been able to achieve. So with me today is Elijah Karimi. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Say hi to the people.
Hello everyone. I'm glad to be here. I listened to that description. Doesn't sound like me.
It's you.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm glad to be here, and I'm sure we shall learn something together. I do not consider myself to have achieved everything, to be living the perfect life. But yes, what I know we will share. Okay,
great.
Yes.
Thank you for that. So let me start with your with your background.
Yes.
How did you grow up? What was that setting like?
So I grew up in a strictly Christian family. One father, one mother, siblings, and we grew up in church.
Okay.
So I've grown up in church throughout from time I was born until I became independent. Prayer, Bible study, attending church. That's how I grew up.
Okay.
Very strong Christian foundation. And that has really impacted who I am today.
Yeah. Were you emotionally close with your parents, would you say?
I would not say emotionally. We received quite a bit of discipline.
Oh, okay. No, authoritarian.
Yes, it was quite authoritarian.
Yeah.
So I would not say emotionally closeness, but they were very loving.
Okay.
Yes, my parents were loving, and everything, the discipline was love.
Okay.
Yes.
Unpack that I think the teenage phase is always the hardest to pick out love in authoritarian parents. What do you mean they were loving? Or how did you come to that conclusion?
It took a while to come to that conclusion, because the beatings were intense.
Yeah.
They were frequent. I was a bit of a hard head.
Really?
I think.
Very hard to believe.
I know, but not too hard.
Okay.
But a bit of stubbornness in there probably, or maybe or that may be what I thought. But I did receive quite a bit of discipline, beatings, and frequency and intensity.
Yeah.
But over time, I came to realize that they were actually for my own benefit. I think I was in class 6 when I realized the things I'm being told to do were actually for my own benefit.
Yeah.
My parents wanted me to study well. They want me to do well in school and become independent.
Yeah.
So the moment my eyes opened that this is for me, it's not about them.
Yeah.
Then I began even to do better in my schoolwork. I began to focus more now for myself. And that was the beginning of a turnaround. And that happened in class 6.
Yeah.
And from there, I became a different person. Didn't become perfect all of a sudden, but that was the beginning of a great change when I realized all the discipline and everything was for myself. Yes. So when you do it for someone else, I've had a lot of people saying that I've done this degree for my parents.
Yeah.
My parents want me to do law, but I want to do design. So you do something for your parents, then you go start your life.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I started my life in class 6.
Yeah.
Not to say that I didn't have challenges.
Yeah.
They were there. My teenagehood was not all that straightforward. Had a bit of challenges, as a normal teenager would do. But everything, I would say my journey into realizing what discipline meant started there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What were some of those challenges that you faced when you were a teenager? I have a feeling we are going to be able to really relate with you. And I'll start you off with one of mine.
Yes.
So when I was a teenager, I really had a lot of self-esteem issues. Now, when I shared that with this lady, there's a lady friend of mine who was plus size and had struggled with self-esteem issues because of her size.
Yes.
So in her mind, anyone petite cannot have self-esteem issues.
Yes.
So she was looking at me like, what's your problem? Why
Yes.
did you have self-esteem issues? But I think some of these issues find anyone. So what were some of the ones that you dealt with?
So for me, having grown up in a Christian environment, I was tempted to taste the world, to explore. I wanted to find out for myself what is this that is out there. And I wanted to see. I was curious. So definitely around my teenagehood, I did try to test the waters. I did try to go out into the world a bit and taste what is out there. And of course, being under the roof, my parents' roof was a challenge because I was not expected to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
That was the main issue, and it was around the girls, of course.
Oh, okay.
It was around a bit of drinking.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. And in a Christian environment, those things are not
Taboo.
tolerated. They are taboo.
Yeah.
You are not expected to adventure in those areas. I should have known better. I grew up strictly Christian, so it was a big letdown. But thankfully, and this is where love comes in. At no point did they give up. At no point. Yes.
Are any of your children teenagers?
Coming up.
Okay.
Coming up into teenagehood very soon.
Okay.
Yes.
How would you encourage parents of teenagers to handle that phase of life? Because it's a very confusing phase. As a teenager, you really want to explore and you can't help yourself.
So I may not have the answers.
Yeah.
But there is that verse that says, train up a child in the ways of the Lord, and when he grows up, he will not turn from it. And I think that is a very truthful statement. It's for those who don't yet have children who are teenagers, between the age of 0 and say 10 years.
Yeah.
Invest them in church, invest them in the things of God. Then when they are teenagers, just guide them, find a way of blocking them from destroying themselves. Then from there, one event at a time. So if you know they are going to get into trouble at some event, find a way of either dropping them there or finding someone to take them there or finding an alternative solution
Yeah.
You know, something like that. Manage them one crisis at a time, one event at a time. But generally, just know that what you invested in them from age 0 to 10 is really what is going to take them forward.
Yeah.
Yes, you pray for them.
Yeah.
Pray for them. I think mothers, one of the things I've had many people say when they were lost in their teenagehood is that the prayers of the mothers especially, and of course the men as well.
Yeah.
Maybe men don't speak as much, but the prayer of a parent is very important. And not giving up. Don't give up on your child just because he's doing a few things here and there. Does not mean that he's lost. No. He has let you down, but there is hope. People do change.
Yeah, that's true. People do change. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
I like that.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Because sometimes you can't tick all the boxes.
Yes.
Even as you were talking about events, I'm thinking about this phenomenon of leaving children at their shags, where there are other cousins and uncles and everything. I find that to be very hazardous.
It's very hazardous.
Yeah. Even sleepovers, I find them to be quite hazardous unless you've really monitored who will be in that sleepover.
Yes. Those are the kind of events we are talking about.
Yeah.
Not everyone is bringing up their children with the same values.
Yeah.
People have a lot of influence from series, from TV, from movies, and all that. And, you know, having relatives around creates that opportunity for experimentation.
Yeah.
And people have horrific stories from relatives.
Yeah.
So those are some of the events we are talking about to avoid. Avoid such things, or ensure that there is a controlled environment. But sleepovers and what have you, really to be avoided.
Tell me about your education life. How was it? Masomo ilikuwa inaingia. You know, there are people who say, I never used to get anything. How was it for you? Were you good with education? Was it working out? What was your relationship like with the teachers? I know you've said you struggled in the area of your peers. But education-wise, how was it for you?
For me, I have not struggled. I have not struggled with education at all. I went through primary school with relative ease, went to a good high school, went to university.
Are you at liberty to say which high school you went to? No?
Quite stereotyped, so you can guess which one.
Alliance.
Yes.
Alliance people can't. You are different. You are different. Alliance people don't wait to be asked.
No, for me, I try to keep it a bit. I don't shout about it because of the vibe that it creates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I've met a very different Alliance alumni today.
I normally say I went to school in Kikuyu.
Oh, really?
That's what I say.
You are so different. I've never met an Alliance alumni like you.
Yes.
You Alliance people, follow his example. You're the only modest person I've met from that school.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear.
Okay, so you went to Alliance.
So it wasn't a struggle.
Yeah.
But I did find a bit of a challenge once. Because once I graduated, I had always wanted to be a doctor. But immediately I did my KCSE and I did biology and chemistry. I felt something inside me tell me, ain't happening. Ain't happening. Yeah, I felt. When the results came out, I had missed medicine by 1 point.
But that one you can... I always think that someone might drop out and you'll get that position. You can negotiate, you can wiggle your way in.
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not, because there are limited opportunities. And so I made a decision. I was good in physics, I was good in math. I said, let me try engineering and architecture. But that was in the early 2000s. The economy was not doing very well. So I was advised, don't go into engineering. Nobody is building. Nobody was building those years. If you recall, no road constructions, no buildings, no new buildings were coming up. Nothing was happening. So I was advised, try architecture. So I went into architecture, thinking it's mathematics and physics, only to find it is art. And I was supposed to draw.
Yeah.
I could not draw to save the world.
Really?
I could not draw.
Allah.
So after one semester, I dropped off.
Yeah.
So that was quite humbling.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that was very
So
humbling.
you finally came into something that you can't
Yes,
do.
I could not do. I could not do. So I did one semester and I dropped off, and I changed. And I did, I even changed, I was in JKUAT. I changed universities to Kenyatta University, went into BCom accounting, which when I was in high school, I felt was beneath me because
I can imagine.
I was medicine, engineering and all that. And all of a sudden now I had to sort of, lower myself to BCom accounting. But I was so excited now to do something that I could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and just to mention my parents, I did go home and tell them, you took me to architecture, you dropped me off, but can't do it.
That must have been hard to admit that you can't do it.
Oh yes, that was hard. But I went when I had already changed. I went with that. I didn't go to tell them I'm going to change. I went and told them I have changed and I am done. I have cleared in JKUAT and I have been accepted at Kenyatta University and I am reporting
Allah.
next month.
What did they say?
So my dad told me, and that's where the love I'm talking about, he told me, it's okay, I do understand, but make sure this one you finish.
Okay, that's good.
That's all.
That's all he said?
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
And he made sure that he took me personally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not your mom?
Both.
Oh, they went both of them?
Both.
Okay.
So when I say dad, it's both.
Oh,
it's actually both because they always work as a team.
That's good.
Yeah, so both of them were there. Of course, the love of a mother is, my dad was the harder one. So whenever you think of heartbreak or something that you have done wrong, he's the one you think of first. Yes, he's the one who would be the most disappointed that you didn't do well in architecture. Now you have to drop. So you think about him first. Your mother will always pray over you and all those nice things. But they were together, so they took me to KU. And I started off my career there, and here I am. I thank God. I thank God. It went very well.
Yeah.
So I was able to do CPAs on the side together with my degree. I found others that were ready by the time, the 2 years we were out of university, the others had already started off their CPAs. But here I was now starting, even registering from scratch. Yeah, but I did complete and everything as well. And that's how come I'm in a career in finance world. Yes.
Tell me about your campus life. Campus life is where a lot of people get lost. Others really thrive there and even get scholarships. How did you keep yourself grounded in campus? What are some of the challenges you faced? Kwanza, now there are girls like this and there's time to take them out to go dancing.
I don't think I can even give a lot of details about university.
Censored.
I will not go into a lot of detail, but I can tell you I did encounter challenges in terms of now how I had been brought up. And now the reality.
Kwanza, in KU, there's a club in the school, isn't it?
In KU, especially,
inside,
it is very well known for ease of a free social life. Let's call it that.
Sherehe.
Sherehe.
Yes.
So I was right in the middle of it. And let me say that I was tested in every area. So I was tested comprehensively in every area. I may not comment on how I performed, whether I passed the test or not, but yes. So I was tested. But the good thing is that I finally, when I was saying in my teenagehood, I wanted to go and see what is out there. So in university, I did get that opportunity to now understand how the world operates and to see what is out there. And then now I had gotten saved in class 7. But I would say that getting saved is the getting saved of where your parents have brought you up and you understand about Jesus and you accept.
Yeah, like, why not?
Yes.
Isn't
Why
it?
would I be refusing Jesus?
Yeah.
Yes, so I accept. But then you don't know that Jesus came to save sinners. So that thing of sinners, you have not yet experienced.
Yeah.
So university, I did get now to experience why Jesus came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll do shared moments with Justus, and maybe Justus will pull it out of you.
But I can say yes. You understand.
Yeah.
Now you are a Christian. You are saved, and you fall. You have fallen, and then you understand that Jesus loves you even after you have fallen.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Did you have a turning point where now you've tasted that life? You umepiga sherehe, umetosheka, and now you've met Jesus?
Now that came afterwards.
After
After university, I've finished everything. Now I'm done. I've even started working. Then I think I didn't even attend church a lot in university. Imagine, I did not.
Wow, and the way you look like, I thought you'll tell me you were in CU, you were here, you were missions. No.
I was not in missions. I didn't attend church a lot.
Okay.
I was not living the way I had been brought up. Let's just say that.
I get you.
Yeah.
What was your turning point?
So my turning point, I graduate, I finish, and then all of a sudden, I realized that, the world is vanity. So the way I'd been raised up, now the true north started looking for me. And one time I was invited to Lighthouse Church at City Stadium. I was invited by a friend, now I can't remember who, and I went there, and all of a sudden I connected.
Oh.
Yeah. I came again and I was like, wow, this is home. This is where I belong. And so I started now attending church quite often. And the rest is history.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So from there, I moved on to House of Grace Church. And that's now I'm still serving. So I started from the back of the church, then started serving. Yeah. And here I am.
Oh, great.
So
tell me about meeting your wife. How did you meet your wife?
We actually met at work. Interestingly.
You were workmates?
Yes, we were workmates. She came in and I looked at her the first time and I thought, whoa, this girl looks ethnic. Oh. Yeah.
Describe ethnic. What did you see? Her hair, her nails, what?
No, I think I saw she's chocolate, chocolate dark, and I think she has high cheekbones. Oh. So I was like, okay, this lady is, I just noted. Okay. New girl has come. Yeah. I was not looking, my office was not a place I would look for friends. Oh. Yeah. I was avoiding.
Why?
Because, no, it's, I mean, it's just better to look outside. Oh. To meet people outside. So office was not a place I was really looking.
Oh, we'll come back to that. Let's put a bookmark there.
That was just a rule I had set for myself, that office is not a good place to meet people. I mean, you're already working together. It's not good to mix your social life and your professional life. So that was a personal rule. It wasn't disallowed in the office.
And no one had taught you that? Was it just instinctive, or had somebody advised you that?
Maybe I had read somewhere, I don't know, I'm not sure, that it's good to maintain professional distance, I'm not sure. Okay. But that was a rule. But so I met her, I saw her, and that's what I felt. But 3 days later, exactly like 3 days, she came, I think, on a Wednesday. On Friday, there was something about her that was different. And I found myself asking her out for a date. And the rest is history.
You're cutting the story.
So we went. I was big going for plays.
Okay.
So we went for a play.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I really like dates where it's not the usual coffee. We drink coffee, we talk. I like going out, like
Do something together.
yeah, do something together,
Yeah.
like a play or a game, you know, bowling, games, hub, things like that.
Have some activity.
I love it.
That was my style. So we would go to National Theatre, or there's this French Alliance Française,
Yeah.
or National Museum. They
Yeah.
used to host a lot of shows there. So those are the things that we would do. Yeah, so we went. I remember our first date was at Alliance Française.
Wow. Guys, are you taking notes? I like that. I think that's a very
We
good
went for
idea.
a very nice play. I can't remember very well, or maybe it was a concert.
Yeah.
That's when all these African, the Kenyan musicians were coming up. So there are a lot of shows there coming up. So on a Friday. So that's why we went for our dates.
Yeah.
And we would go for horse racing.
Wow, that's good.
Gong race course on Sunday.
Wow.
So then on Saturday what was happening, I can't remember very well, but Sunday Gong race course.
Wow. Hey, you guys never sat down. So maybe afterwards then you'd go and have lunch or something.
Yes, definitely. You'll have your lunch there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the kind of dates that we'll do. And I liked her, and things moved pretty fast.
Oh.
From there, dated for 2 years, and then we had our wedding.
2
dated
years
for
is
1
long.
year. Dated for 1 year, then decided we want to get married. And then the second year we spent planning the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got married at 2 years.
At 2 years. Any challenges you experienced planning for the wedding, meeting the parents? Did you experience any challenges?
The normal challenges exist.
Finances?
Finances was not so big, thankfully, because we are in banking. You can plan yourself. Of course, you always want a bigger wedding and bigger plans than what you can afford always. But thankfully, God came through for us. We were able to get some good amounts and have a good wedding. But in terms of probably family, of course, weddings come in with family, two families coming together.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a bit of friction here and there, which is normal. Yes, but nothing to report about. Our families, thank God, we were united, we love each other. And now I cannot even tell you which sister is my in-law.
Wow.
And which brother is my in-law. All of them are family. We are one family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's very good. Did she ever turn you down at any point, or it was like you just flowed together?
In our courtship.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it wasn't easy. I cannot say it was smooth. It's actually love, I believe, which won at the end of the day.
What happened?
We did break up many times.
Oh, you broke up many times?
Yes. I mean, I was coming from a history of not having stable relationships.
Yeah.
So I'm not the kind of person who I can tell you I've had stable relationships as such. Yes. So trying to commit to one person and to commit to this girl was not easy.
Who would break up? Would it be you?
I believe. I did break up.
Why?
I just feel can't hack
do
it.
this.
I can't do this. Break up.
Yeah.
And then shortly you are like,
I miss her.
Let's try again. I miss her.
People.
Let's try again. So you go back.
Yeah.
Then after maybe have peace for a month or two, then, we did break up a few times.
Allah.
Yeah. The shortest breakup, I think, was 2 hours.
Oh.
Yes. Of course, she did break up. I do recall one breakup from her end, but I was the worst. I was the
what
one.
What was her issue? She was tired.
We had reached that place of it's time to get married, and we needed to either move with speed, move forward, and we had a few issues that were challenge, that were, I mean, and every person who is really genuine in their marriage, they will have some sticking points. Yes, because you have your priorities. Like, for example, someone can say, I want someone who is who serves in church, for example, just for illustration.
Yeah.
I want someone who is very active in church, someone who is who will agree to combine our finances.
Yeah.
Someone who will. So you may find that the person will tick 3 of your boxes, but 2 will not tick them. So these 2 become contentious areas.
Yeah.
And both of you must compromise.
Yeah.
That, yes, my perfect spouse is the one we share finances, but this one is not willing to share. Can I live with it? So that push and pull becomes a bit of a, that was not our sticking point.
Okay.
I'm just giving an
Yeah,
illustration.
I get you.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we had those ones. And it's very good because when you contend before the marriage, afterwards it becomes easier. But if you tell each other, no, it's fine, let's get married, love is good, love is sweet.
Yeah.
And then after the wedding, you must tell each other the truth.
Yeah.
I cannot mix my finances.
Yeah.
Then it becomes now you start fighting. It's too late now. You're already in too deep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you've been married for 12 years.
Yes.
After having broken up severally over a period of 2 years.
Yes.
Have you ever broken up in your marriage?
No.
You've never? No
We
one
fight
packed,
it in the marriage.
no one packed and left?
No one has packed and left. Not because we don't fight, but because the moment you cross that bridge of marriage, then you are in.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah. And you also teach some marital classes in your church.
Yes. It's called Live and Cleave
Live
at
and
House of
Cleave.
Grace. And I do teach marital classes. Yes.
What are some of the common challenges you see within couples? And have you taught a couple that has then divorced?
I haven't been able to trace through the couples very much, but definitely those struggles do exist. And so what will happen, unfortunately, is that if a couple is not doing well, the first thing they do is they will not be very present in the area where they were seen together. So what I mean is...
they disappear.
They will disappear.
Yes. Okay,
And
so you can't tell.
So you may not tell.
Yeah.
But many couples are doing well. Yes, Christian marriage works. So many couples are doing well.
All right.
Yes, but that does not mean it's perfect. That does not mean it's incident-free. That does not mean it's smooth all the way. There are challenges like any other marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You had shared with me a financial challenge that you faced within your marriage. So I think now let's go to finances, because you shared with me two. One before you got married and another one after you got married.
Yes.
So you can tell me the first one. I was asking you what is some of the biggest challenges you've seen, and I asked you about debt, and you told me that that's something you have both witnessed and you've been in. So just share your own experience with how you managed debt. You know the instance I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Tell us how you managed that crisis, because I know it's going to help someone else who is in a crisis.
Yes, so I did, when I was, just before I got married, or around that time, I took up all my savings, and I took a bit of debt and went into farming. And put in a lot of investment in farming. But unfortunately, it did not do well. I can say I did not. There were challenges with the market, with the product, with brokers, with with workers, workers theft and all that. There were all these challenges.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I had to close the business and pay the debt.
What did you farm?
I did cabbages, I did tomato, I did hohos. Those are the kind of things I was doing.
Okay, take us slowly. What was wrong with the cabbages?
So the cabbages, they were beautiful. But Unfortunately, once they were out, I was told the market wants small cabbages. They were big.
Which market? May I want big cabbages?
Apparently, the market wants small cabbages. People don't want a big cabbage because they have small families. So you want a cabbage for today, finish it, and then buy another fresh one. You don't want a huge cabbage which you then cut one half and then eat another one. So those are the kind. So people, and then also affordability. People want just a small cabbage that is enough for today.
Yeah.
So those are the market dynamics. So mine were huge. They were like the show.
Wow.
Like the year of...
Even you could have sold to schools, hotels.
I didn't have that opportunity.
Did you try?
I tried.
You approached different schools?
I tried everywhere. And by this time, they were already even starting to overgrow. They were even starting to grow purple. At the end of the day, I just wanted them out. Out.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in Nyeri, so I had seen farmers during the seasons of harvest. I had seen them gather cabbages somewhere and allow them to rot. I had seen it. I mean, you've heard about farmers in Nyandarua pouring milk. Yeah. When another area of the country has no
drought. Yeah.
These things are real. So I had cabbages. I was asking anyone, get these things out of here.
Just take them.
The cabbages, when they rot, they smell terrible.
Yeah.
So eventually I had to get someone all the way from Thika to come and source them at a loss, just take them. And he was doing me a favor. It's actually a relative who assisted.
Oh.
Yes.
Where did he take them? He went to sell them?
He sold them, yes.
So you didn't even get a broker to...
It was a broker who came all the way.
Oh, that was a broker?
Yes, that was a broker all the way from Thika. All the others around could not.
They were refusing?
They refused.
Okay.
So farming, I'm not discouraging anyone, but I would not say that farming is profitable.
It's not for everyone?
It's not for everyone.
Tell me about the tomatoes. What happened to the tomatoes?
So tomatoes, the first thing I did, of course, I've gone to school, so I did my research, went to Kenya Seed, got the right seed, the best seed, checked the one for, Kajiado has black cotton soil, got the best one for black cotton. I wanted to do open farming, so I did that. I got the right ones, and they were amazing. They were beautiful, but they were round. Were
you watering them?
Yes, we had a borehole.
Wow.
So the water was not a problem. I had drip. I was doing drip irrigation.
Yeah.
It was an investment.
Yeah.
So water was not a problem. Nothing was a problem. Everything was set. And Kenyans must eat. So commercially, it looked like a very viable business.
Yeah.
So so the tomatoes, once they got to the market, I was told Kenya market wants tomatoes that are cylindrical, long. Round ones are associated with the greenhouse, and they do not do well on Mama Mboga's kibanda. They do rot quickly. So mine were open, but because they looked like greenhouse.
Yeah.
So in terms of being picked, they were picked last. In terms of pricing, they were priced lower, significantly.
That's so sad.
So the next season, I said, let me go for the cylindrical ones. So I went for the cylindrical ones. And those ones, because they are not ideal for that soil and the environment, I went there on a Saturday. They were doing very well, beautiful. Everything was good. It rained heavily over the week. The next time I went there, everything was brown. Brown.
And you've taken a loan?
End of story. That is how that crop ended.
And the hoho?
The hohos, those ones, the production was not, they don't have too much money.
Oh.
In terms of output. I didn't go big on those ones.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't go big on that.
What are your lessons? Take home from that.
So take home, number one, before you invest, do a bit more study. on the market, do a bit more. I had done my homework, but I needed to do a lot more.
I think you had thought about the production.
Yes.
But you probably didn't check the market. Did you check the market? I
had checked the market because people, I mean, we have markets in Rongai, Ngong, Kitengela, Wakulima market is just so close and everything. But what I didn't contend with is the extent to which the whole middleman and broker setup, how serious it is. Yeah. It's a big deal.
Because honestly, when you're telling me about the cylindrical and the round tomatoes, I'm thinking it's more of a cartel issue. I have a feeling that if you had already been somebody who's already like deeply in the market, you'd have probably gotten them sold faster.
Yes, for sure, yes.
I think when you're a newbie, it's also very difficult.
It's also very difficult.
You kind of need a godfather. Also.
You need someone to hold your hand.
Yeah.
So I had not counted that cost. I mean, that side of things.
Yeah.
So that's one element. Another one is a big one, is workers. Theft by workers is big in this country. So people are not honest. You will buy chemicals, they will be sold. You buy chemicals, they'll not be sprayed. It's a big deal. You will have produce. It will be some of it will be sold through the fence. So all these factors came in. I had not really thought about it. Yes, so that's a big deal. And I've had so many people complaining about goods, supermarkets, everywhere. Yeah. Theft by servant is a big deal. So, and I've had people say, unless you're there in the business personally, then it's you had better just invest in bonds and all that until the time you're able to be personally present there. Or you have put in place systems, CCTVs and all that. You know, you're selling something that can only be sold through the system, where you're able to receive feedback on your phone and CCTV can show you everything. Yeah. Other than that, unless you're there, avoid.
Okay. That was a painful lesson.
That was very painful, and I did have to pay for the credit.
Yeah.
And it set me back a few years. Yeah. But I'm glad I'm a better person now because of those experiences. Yeah. And I think I've also advised very many people who wanted to get into farming and business and told them this is how business is. Yeah. Be careful about it.
I feel also like maybe start small. You know?
Yes, also start small. Yeah. Don't go into big. I did all my investments. I did everything, almost 100%. That's not the way. Start small.
Like maybe with a 50 by 100.
Yes.
Send them to Mama Gibanda, Mama Mboga, before you think about the big market.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's a big lesson. Thank you for capturing that. Yeah. Start small, grow, even if you have the capital. Don't be led by the capital.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of also retirees falling into that trap. Those ones who are paid by lump sum. Yes. All of it.
You pour it into one thing and then it fails. Yeah. Don't do that. Start small. Take your lessons small. Yeah. Do another season. See how it goes. Then at least you are left with something. But when you pump it, so I went, it was 5 acres. I did drip on all of it. The capital investment was intensive.
You know, I'm imagining those round tomatoes. Me, I'm salivating just by the thought of them.
They were healthy.
You know, in fact, people are saying they're from the greenhouse and they're not.
They were not from the greenhouse.
They are organic, but they look like...
Those who took them, they knew. So they would take them knowing that they are good, but buy at a lower price.
So I'm imagining that if you were to go back and then start small, maybe supply a Mama Mboga, then this Mama Mboga really likes them, tells the other Mama Mbogas, so they are now asking for them. They tell maybe a school, the school is asking for, so you are supplying by, you know, on a growth basis rather than introducing this new thing to the market. I think maybe it would have been easier on you. And also, but taken longer. Yeah, and maybe that's what we don't want. We don't want something that's taking long to grow.
Yes, you want to hit it big.
Yeah.
And when you look at the market,
Yeah.
every day there are crates and crates of tomato getting into the market. So you are thinking, I can as well do bulk
Yeah.
and take.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Yes.
I think before, even those people who are delivering those crates, they probably also have been in it for so long.
For a long time.
For them to get that kind of established position in the market. Okay, that's...
And also the cost of production.
Yeah.
I was doing borehole electricity. The bill was huge.
Yeah.
But you're competing with someone who is maybe in Nyandarua, who is using a river, using their own labor, have employed people. Then he's buying the chemicals himself, he's doing everything himself. When he sells that cabbage at 5 shillings, he's making money. For me, at 5 shillings, it can't even pay anything.
Yeah.
So those are some of the differences.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard some people saying that there's a hidden blessing in starting a business when you're broke. Because then you minimize the costs.
Yes.
And then you grow slowly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a hidden blessing.
Yeah. Okay.
When you have a lot of capital, you tend to splash on the investment, and it's not healthy. Yes.
That's a big lesson.
A big lesson.
Especially for people with capital.
Yes.
So that even if you have the capital, you just
Start
hold
small.
back. Hold
Start
back.
small.
Yeah. Okay. Then there's another one you were telling me that happened when you were married. So I'd like to know how you weathered that storm.
Yes. 5 years into our marriage, we're getting our second born, and all of a sudden my wife gets unwell immediately after childbirth. And it was a life and death situation. She was in ICU for 11 days. And the doctors did call me and tell me, we've done everything for your wife, and we've reached the end. So if you're able to pray, pray. But we've reached the end. So I saw God because she got well instantaneously, miraculously.
Okay, but
I saw God in healing. But also there was a financial aspect, which now came in because her bill was 10 million shillings.
Oh.
That's a lot of money. And then insurance did not pay.
10 million, you can get an apartment in Kilimani.
Very well. And we are talking of 2017. So it's not 10 million today's money.
Yeah.
It's 10 million 2017.
Where?
And that was a lot of money. Insurance said, this is out of childbirth, so the only limit is 250,000, which you've already used at childbirth. So sorry, nothing else.
Wow.
So we were there. ICU, the bill was terrible. So anyway, 10 million shillings we have to pay, and we had to reach out to people, friends, relatives, the whole country. We reached out. I started a blog writing about the experience.
Yeah.
We did our friends, our church, House of Grace Rongai at the time, our colleagues in the office, neighbors, the whole world, I can tell you, came through for us. And I can tell you 7.5 million shillings was raised without any harambe or anything. People just sent.
Oh, wow.
That is God.
That is God.
It is God. We are not collectors. We are not experts in anything.
Yeah.
People just sent.
7.5 million.
7.5 million.
Where?
I can't tell you how that happened. It is God. God is faithful.
What's the largest sum of money you got from one person?
Imagine it was 100,000.
Wow.
And there were no more than 2 or 3 people.
That must have been a lot of people then.
It was thousands or hundreds of people sending 1,000, 2,000, 500, whatever. Everybody sent, colleagues, friends, church, neighbors, everywhere.
Wow.
Everybody sent.
Yeah.
7.5. And then we had a follow-up operation that required another 2.5. So now that one we did a harambe, at the time, I do recall it was 2017 when we were repeating the elections. Remember we had...
Yeah.
So as the world was doing the second election, as we
Yeah.
were doing our Harambee, and we were able to raise the 2.5 million. God came through for us. The same people that gave, they gave again. Yes. And God came through for us. And we closed that year. This saga started in February. By August, my wife went back to work.
Oh.
Yes, totally healed, totally restored. And interestingly, in our church, that was our year of, it was a year of restoration.
Wow.
So we were restored financially.
Yeah.
We had even thought of selling some land.
Yeah.
God did not allow us to sell.
You didn't sell?
Nothing. We didn't sell anything.
Wow. I like when you say God did not allow you to sell.
We were ready.
Because I remember there was a time I had wanted to sell my car.
Yes.
I was having financial challenges.
Yes.
And there was just a block. I was not able to sell. You know, sometimes you have an asset and you're thinking, this one, if I dispose it, I'll be able to pay this bill.
Yeah.
But sometimes God can just block that. It's like you're not selling it.
Yes. So that's what happened for us. We had determined a certain property we were to sell, but God did not allow us to sell. He came through for us. He provided, and we have seen God's provision. And that's so she went back to us. So she was restored in health. We were financially, God did not allow us to go down, and we closed that year with joy and celebration.
Wow.
Restored. She was restored back to her family,
Yeah.
back to her children, back to her husband, back to, you know.
How were you coping with a newborn when she was in hospital? That must have been hard.
Wow, that was quite something. I didn't go to work a whole month first because I would be with her in hospital the whole day and then come back at night, look after the baby. But I would say that our brothers and sisters really came through. That's when you understand the joy of family. They came through for us. Some of our sisters came to stay with us. My mom also came. My dad was living alone up country. He said, hey, my son, I will cook for myself.
Yeah.
Let your mother come.
Yeah.
So we had all that support.
Wow, yeah.
As in the whole world came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. How did that impact your marriage when she came back? There's that period of time when you're giving care. Ama, she came back fully restored.
No.
There was a period where you give care, isn't it?
When someone is in ICU, let me tell you, even when you hear healing, it's not that the person comes from ICU and starts walking and jumping. No. She had to learn how to walk again.
Oh, physiotherapy.
Yes, physiotherapy. So we started there. The walking.
Where?
Even eating was not normal food.
Yeah.
Because she had not eaten for a month.
Wow.
She was just on fluids.
Wow.
Not fluids to drink, but the
blended.
No. Through the veins.
Oh.
There was nil by mouth.
Where?
For like a month. Yes, nil by mouth. So it was beginning again, like all over again, starting from walking and all that. And you have to take care. We again saw friends. Yes, one of my best friends came in from high school. I don't want to mention him, but he knows himself. The mom came through, provided nursing care at home until she regained strength. Yeah.
Wow. What I hear you talk about the most in terms of what will finally help you, because sometimes financial advisors will tell you save, and I don't know, many things, many financial advice, a lot of financial advice. But what I hear you talking about the most is social capital and building social capital. You know,
that's very important. When you have an ability, give. I think that's one of the things I learned. And I do have, as a family, we have a giving budget.
Oh, wow.
So first is tithing.
Yeah.
As we are strong believers in tithing, God is faithful.
Yeah.
You cannot be a tither and God will let you down. He will not. So as we are tithers. Secondly, also be a giver. Have a budget for giving people who are in distress or people who just need help. Yes, give. And then, and how it works is whenever God wants to bless someone, he will channel that person to you. And there is this analogy that a pipe doesn't pray for water, doesn't pray for moisture.
Yes.
Because a pipe is always taking water somewhere. So it doesn't keep it.
Yeah.
If a pipe keeps water, it is blocked. It has to be changed.
Yes.
But a pipe that is working, it always takes moisture, water wherever it is, but it stays moist always.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. If you are a giver, God will always make sure you have, so that his children can get help through you, but you yourself, you are also nourished. And it works. We have seen it. Yes.
Wow. My final thought is slightly away from your story. Every time there are protests in Kenya, there's usually a group of people that is looting and destroying property. There should not be that group of people in Kenya. You know, like whatever happens during protests, there should not be somebody who finds any value in destroying property. But sometimes I think those are the people in our society that have nothing to lose. Maybe they feel like the country has forsaken them, so they also don't care about the country, you know. And sometimes I think if we were to foster that giving culture, maybe you have workers give more than their salary. If they have a problem, try to solve that problem. You know, try to give, if you can afford it, give them some good, decent housing. You know, give them dignity even beyond what value you think they are providing for you. If these people were better taken care of, if we had developed a culture of giving in our country, I think we can get rid of those people who lack value for peace or for any kind of stability, security in the country. Has that thought ever crossed your mind?
Yes, indeed. Because if you look at even employee welfare, if you think about it, if we all took care of each other, then if we were all givers, those with excess, if we were all giving each other, then we find that we have enough resources for all of us.
We do.
But it's a tragedy, and when someone passes on and they have billions in their account, and you know they just leave it for 2 or 3 people, they didn't help people, they have nothing much to show for what they did for others, then they leave for their children, and then you know the children, then we read in the papers how those businesses have gone down or they are not doing well, and or it's massacred that wealth. And you know that person had an opportunity to use even 1/10 of that wealth to educate people or to do something for others. So maybe I'm saying that because I'm not there yet, but how I pray. But we have also seen people, you know, the Bill Gates, the Chandaria, all that. We've seen people giving, and there's a place you can get to that you give in a way that you can't even finish. Your inflows are so much that even if you give everything, whatever it is you are left, you cannot finish in your lifetime. And now I pray, that's my prayer. I would really want to be a kingdom financier, a kingdom influencer, showing people about Jesus. There's this song by, I forget by who, but it talks about where are the feet of Jesus. If we are the body of Christ, where are the hands of Jesus? Where are the feet of Jesus? You know, because we are Christians. 80% of Kenya is Christian. Where are we? Where are the hands of Jesus? Where are they? So that's, and we are being asked in these protests as a church. And I'm not saying I represent the church. I'm not qualified to represent the church, but as a Christian, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm a Christian. But the question is, where are we? What are we doing? Are we touching Kenyans? Are we touching the vulnerable? Are we touching the orphans in their point of need?
I think that's your biggest, the biggest thing you came here to say. Every time I host someone, I try to pick out, what did this person, what message are they bringing? I think your message is give, take care of whoever you can take care of.
Yes.
And I think we'll be able to create a better world for those people, but also in our time of crisis, in our day of need, people will be able to come through for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Elijah, for making time for us.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. Tell people where they can find you, where you run your Bible study from.
For Bible study, welcome to House of Grace Church, Nairobi West headquarters. We have Bible study running every Sunday from 9 a.m. And we also have prayers every Tuesday from 6 p.m. Welcome to church. Come, let us fellowship. Let's pray together. If you are planning to get married, welcome to church. Let's do live and cleave classes together. Start your marriage with Jesus Christ and he will walk you through to the end. So karibu sana. And thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for making time. And thank you all for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. What's your take home in this episode? And this has been Wellness with Lily. My name is Lily, and this channel is Shared Moments with Justus. Make sure you comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this show to other people. Let's give good PR to men who are living out a good example, and bad PR to toxic masculinity. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.